People would come to my exhibitions and get teary. I'm like, wow, what is going on?
For 25 years, artist and illustrator Susan Pepler has captured not just images, but souls, bringing beauty, emotion, and connection into people's homes.
You've had quite the extensive career. You were in advertising. Tell us how you got to where you are now. What brought all this out in you?
I flunked out of accounting twice, and I thought, okay, maybe I'm in the wrong field. So eventually I ended up in fine arts, paint from your soul. And at 21 years old, I'm like, I'm not really sure what you're talking about. So I thought, I'm going to try painting. I'm going to try this marker method with paint. And it was easy peasy. All of a sudden, I was a good painter as far as I could see. And well, so other people too, because my first show sold out almost within an hour and a half. 500 paintings, I think, out there in people's homes and offices.
Do you have to be an artist to join your paint club?
Painting is like a holiday, because you get into, you leave the world and you go into this creative, magical process, and you kind of get lost in time, and it's that feeling you get when you're on vacation, like, wow, I'm off. Everybody needs a bit of giddy in their life, and you got giddy up.
Hi, welcome to Radical TV. I'm Shawna Smith. Joining me here today is Susan Pepler. Now, Susan has a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree and a diploma in illustration and design. Susan launched her career in the high-energy world of advertising, where she created thousands of vibrant sketches for TV ad campaigns. This 12-year immersion honed her ability to render subjects with striking realism, emotion, and beauty, skills she would later bring to her own fine art. For the past 25 years, Susan has built a celebrated career as a fine artist, painting lush florals, evocative still lifes, breathtaking landscapes, and the nostalgic charm of vintage Cuban cars. I love that. Her paintings do more than capture a subject. They capture a soul. Hello, Susan. I love that.
Hi, Shawna. Thank you.
Yeah, that's so powerful when you say that your paintings capture a soul. Can you elaborate a little more on that?
Yeah, capture a soul. Well, I guess you could say they're not simply they're not just a copy of an object. For example, I could show you, this was part of a paint party thing we did yesterday. And because I always try and keep it light and fun. And so when I create the painting, I'm not trying to do like a where did I put it? Realistic version of it. I keep it light and fun, and like you get a feeling from even a simple little painting of a rubber ducky. So in my own work, that's what I do. And I didn't even know I was doing it. I was thinking I'm just making a painting of something that's beautiful. But then I saw how it touched my painting clients' souls, so to speak. People would come to my exhibitions and get teary. I'm like, wow, what is going on? So wow. Yeah, it's from something in the soul comes out, I think, when you make brush marks, just like in handwriting. It's like visual handwriting painting.
Mm-hmm. And it's amazing to me how you showed me the real rubber ducky that you guys actually used in your class, and then to see the painting. Your painting literally took my breath away. There's something so magical about that when you showed it. So it's really fun. I can see what you're talking about, how potent that is.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And you said that your other people were noticing you had this special gift as well, as really going deep within someone when they saw your art, right?
Yeah. It seemed to, people would be, not everybody, but enough people that I took notice would be mesmerized looking at a painting. And I would observe it and think, well, it's a nice painting and everything, but I wonder what's going on. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's so, and people who have my work, and there's 500 paintings, I think, out there in people's homes and offices, tell me that it transforms their room, it transforms their mood, it lifts them up, it changes the vibe of everything every day, every time they look at it.
Wow. I can see that. I can see that in even that one painting you just showed me. I was like, whoa. So imagine having that in your room and it lighting up a room every day that
Yeah.
every time you look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've had quite the extensive career. You were in advertising. Tell us how you got to where you are now. What brought all this out in you?
Well, that's a great question and quite the journey. In school, I started in business administration thinking, I'll get smart about the business and then I'll sell my art. Well, that didn't go very well. And I flunked out of accounting twice. And I thought, okay, maybe I'm in the wrong field. So eventually I ended up in fine arts. Um, and that was a little bit frustrating because the teachers would say, paint from your soul. And at 21 years old, I'm like, I'm not really sure what you're talking about. So I finished that degree just because I'd flunked out of business school. And I thought, I've got to finish something here, please, mom and dad, and get somewhere in my life. So after fine arts, I ended up in illustration and design, and that was more focused to what I was wanting to be uh, learning, which was to draw and to make things look right and beautiful and shiny or whatever. So I got a good run there at Dawson. And after that, I still was not the best drawer in the world. But to work in advertising, you have to be pretty good. But it was good enough to start. So I learned how to use the magic markers and color. Oh, it's too bad I would have had one of those handy because they're full of the same life, except they're done with markers, colored markers and airbrush. And they're just like layouts, like from Mad Men or the Dick Van Dyke Show. I forget which one that was where he was working for an ad company. Was it Dick Van Dyke? Don't remember. But for sure, Mad Men. It was layouts and storyboards to pitch ideas to the clients of the ad agencies. So all that to say, after the decades of schooling, 12 years in advertising as an illustrator for storyboards and layouts, I then ended up painting. I thought, I'm going to try painting. I'm going to try this marker method with paint. And it was easy peasy. All of a sudden, I was a good painter as far as I could see. And well, so other people too, because my first show sold out almost within an hour and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, with 21 paintings. Certainly they all sold by the end of the show. So I thought maybe I'm onto something here. So I painted for 25 years. I should say, been painting for 25 years up until now so far. And last year I got this idea that I could teach and and run like a membership and pull everything I'd learned in fine arts, in illustration, in advertising into a way of teaching that my students could get all that stuff that I wanted, and it took me decades to get in a painting club. So I started Paint Club last year and have 70 something members in it now who show up twice a week twice a month. That's plenty for them and me. And we do a live demonstration where they watch me paint, something like that. I have some of those examples here. Like one of the recent ones was a cup of espresso. And there's
Oh,
always a story about it. Like this one was they're all my photographs, and this was taken when I was on holiday in Florence, and I thought, and the sun was skimming across the cup, and I thought, that's so beautiful. So I took a picture.
wow. Wow.
So, yeah, we paint a little bit of everything, but now I would say the gold in Paint Club is, yes, that they have a live demo with me twice a week, I keep saying that, twice a month, that they can interact and ask me questions. But they have now a library of all these. Do you want me to show you some of those
Yeah,
now?
I'd love to see more,
Yeah.
please.
All of these workshops that we've already done are there for them. So we've done, and I try to teach everything, like not everything, every subject. So this would be what I would call in the organic department.
Wow.
I loved painting vintage cars, so I took a simple picture for them to paint this one.
That's stunning.
Thanks.
Stunning.
And then I'm learning so much too, Shawna, because every time I bring something to the table, I haven't, some of the subjects I've painted before, but some not. So I show up and I'm like, here, we're going to paint this. Here's the reference picture. And I start painting, not really knowing how it's going to go. So it's in with a little bit of fear and trepidation, but I always get through and I'm thrilled with the results. Like I had never painted the ocean before. So
Mm.
I've created this little one in front of them. And granted, these are mine and I've been painting for a long time, but my students are doing an amazing job of following along, taking the steps. Sometimes they go their own direction, which is fine too for me.
Mm-hmm.
And they're loving it. They're, as I've said before, they say, I never thought I could paint that. And I did. So they end up being deeply satisfied.
Yeah.
And yeah, it brings a new joy to their lives. Like some women have said, you finally got me painting again. I used to paint and my teacher said, keep your day job or something rude. That happened to me too as a teacher. They said, you're never going to make it.
Oh.
So there's a lot of stories like that come up. And I'm like, it's not true, ladies and gentlemen. There's some gentlemen in my
Mm-hmm.
but it's mostly women.
And do you have to be an artist to join your paint club?
Absolutely not. There's a mix of artists who've painted a bit before, and brand new beginners. So the artists that have never painted, the artists who have painted before, tell me that I'm filling in all the gaps that we're missing in their knowledge and their experience. And the brand new ones are just wide open-eyed, open-hearted to take it all in. And so they excel as well. It's amazing to see.
Yeah, I think it would be so fun to join your club. I'm not an artist or anything, but to join your club and like to create something like that and to have you, showing you the way every step of the way. And that you must feel something so deeply when you've created something like that.
I do, and they do as well. And another thing I've noticed, like the learning I'm going through is incredible as well. I'm learning to paint more loosely, which was always my goal. To my motto to myself is make a mess, but keep it real. So I don't want it to look like a perfectly smooth rubber ducky. I want it to look like it's painted, like really painted.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is so stunning. One of the things that we chatted a little bit about before was that you are demystifying art. Talk about that.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be as long and complicated a road as it has been for many people or as it has been for me, because in each workshop, I will cover everything. I know there's a lot of teachers that will, give a bit of this, bit of that technique, show this, or how to make light and shadow, how to do perspective. And then the student or artist is hoping they can put it all together, but it's not easy to do that, to put all the pieces together. So in every single workshop, my students are getting everything. I put it all together for them so that there's no, what about the shadow? What about, is my perspective all right? It's all in every workshop, and each workshop's even within an hour. Usually, sometimes we go over a little bit.
Wow. Susan, what would you say is the biggest myth out there for your target audience that you would say that you've discovered is completely false?
I love that question, that you have to have talent to paint. So I won't say the word BS. But, it's not talent. And I've thought about this a lot. It's desire. I didn't have talent at the beginning. I was, I don't like to say terrible, but for lack of a better word, I was not a great drawer or painter, but I loved doing it. And so I became determined to excel at it. And it was the desire that drove me. So even at this late stage in life, because a lot of my people are my age, like 50s, 60s, 70s, even 80s, and they don't have a lot of time to learn. They don't have the decades that are behind me, and they don't need to. And so in a way, were we talking about demystifying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm demystifying and packaging it all so that it's like easier than they ever could have imagined. Another
Mhm.
person said yesterday, Susan takes the pain out of painting.
Was there a point in time when you realized what you knew you could share with others? How did you come to that?
Oh, that's a great question too. I guess actually during COVID, somebody asked me if I would teach painting online. It was a bunch of psychologists in Montreal, and they wanted to look after their people who were waiting in line for appointments because everybody was stressed out during COVID. And would I teach something fun for about 6 weeks online? I said, well, I don't have the equipment or anything. She said, don't worry, we'll take care of the Zooming and the recording and everything. And so it was pretty much like, I don't have my phone. Oh yeah, I do. Holding my phone over the table and painting in front of me. It was pretty bare bones tech, but it worked and they loved it. And we did it for about 6 or 8 weeks. And then I didn't think about it again. And then a couple of years ago, I came across somebody who was an expert in memberships. And I took his course and figured out how to have now I've got a proper camera. You can't see it, but it's right there over top of my demo table.
Oh.
And I figured it all out. And I thought, I can do this, share everything I know online. I've done it in real life also here in the studio, but I don't know if you can see much of my studio. It's got a lot of stuff in it, and I'd have to clear it out, put up these, heavy tables. And no matter what you charge, it's still not sustainable to bring 8 people or even 6 into the studio to teach for a day.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, this is a nice, easy way. People can stay at home. They've got their own stuff. I'll tell them what they need if they don't. And nobody has to make a grand effort to be anywhere. So, and I love the idea of uplifting all these people, like more and more people in their lives. And the more I see my students benefiting from picking up the brushes again or picking them up for the first time, and the joy and the gratitude, like the smiles in my workshops are just go touch my heart so much.
I believe it.
I mean, it's actually rebuilding confidence or establishing a confidence that's been pushed down over the years. And now I'm like, no, be free, baby. This is going to be a blast and fun.
Yeah, I mean, this is not something you're learning in school. You're bringing something completely different to the table, bringing it all, and like you said, like kind of a soul-led way of teaching the painting. And
Right.
yeah, is there a specific person that you really enjoy working with, and who is kind of drawn to come work with you?
There's a variety in my workshops, and God knows I love them all. But I shouldn't say, but what I've noticed is a lot of women coming in who already have a sense of aesthetics. Like they dress beautifully, they have a beautiful wardrobe, their homes are decorated beautifully, they travel, they know beauty already. And I've been like a beauty seeker, is what I call myself, all my life. Like I just need beauty around me. And that's my whole, the through line of my life is finding beauty and putting it in place around me. So the women who come in with that are almost instantly amazing painters, because they don't wonder when they look at their painting if that looks nice or not. They know this needs to look more like that, or that needs to be more pink, or they already have the sense of aesthetics, and that's like a superpower for them. So that's been very cool to see, because I've thought, why are some people like just so amazing so fast? And if I look at their lives are beautiful also. And so they're bringing in all of their own sense of aesthetics into each thing that they paint.
And I've seen that because I'm Facebook friends with you, and I've seen the pictures that you've posted. I mean, just your normal, everyday pictures. I feel like you posted something recently of, I think it was your summer. And I'm like, look at every picture is beautiful.
True. I do. I mean, I have my low days and my high days, but yeah, on social media, not only on social media, making that was a reel with, I don't know how many pictures, about 30 pictures. I thought, am I going overboard? And I was getting tired as I'm putting them all together. I'm like, no, keep going. So I looked through my summer and found all these beautiful moments that are in that reel you saw. And anybody can feel free to go check them out or friend me on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it lifted me up to remember, oh my gosh, I had a freaking amazing summer. Well,
Yes,
I'm
you do.
thinking I should do this at the end of every day, or at least the end of every season. I used to do it at New Year's, and I thought, well, why wait? Yeah,
Yeah, and what an amazing thing that you've discovered, seeing that beauty throughout everything and then being able to transfer it into the art. That makes so much sense to me.
right. Well, I used to be one of those annoying photographers where I'd say, let's take a picture. People are like, Susan, she's always taking pictures. But now that everybody's got a iPhone or a camera that's a phone, everybody's doing it now. But I see paintings all the time. There's a painting, and I zoom in and crop it. And that's why I have so many images available for the paint club subjects. They're all the images are provided by me. And ideally, my students will learn to create their own images that they can paint from. But for now, I'm giving them such beautiful photos. It's sort of a win-win that their paintings will also be beautiful. It's like beauty to beauty.
Yeah, and I didn't realize you were a photographer as well. So you've taken the photos yourself and you're sharing them and painting them. I mean, really you encompass so many different areas of art, don't you?
Oh, thank you. I do, I guess. But I would not call myself, I'm definitely not a professional photographer. I got a D in photography in university. And the only reason I didn't totally fail, because D was a pass, was because I framed things. Like my cropping and framing and composition was flawless, or very good anyway. So, but my technique and the aperture stuff, I never forget it. I just could not figure it out.
Well, you found a different way, Susan, and it sure shows.
That's true.
It's beautiful, beautiful artwork. If someone is interested in joining your paint club, how can they get in touch with you?
Like directly on Facebook through Messenger, or through my website, which is just my name, susanpepler.com. Like that's SUSANPEPLER.com. And there's a bunch of buttons on my website which needs redoing, but it's clear enough for now. There's join the paint club option, and at that point, unless the paint club doors to enrollment are open, that you would join a wait list rather, and you'd start to hear from me about when the doors would be open again, and then that's about 3 or 4 times a year that we do that.
Okay. This seems like something that is so fun to do. It really uplifting. And I know I read something where you said painting brings a magical feeling of giddiness.
It does. Even just as you were starting to say that, I feel the giddiness. I'm not sure what it is. The first time I felt it was in university, and they were saying, just paint anything, again, kind of loose. And I gazed up at the ceiling and I saw these pipes. It was an industrial building. And she said, well, for example, take those pipes and just start putting pipe pieces together. And it was just a charcoal drawing, black and white. And I started making pipes, and I thought, well, I can turn it here and put whatever those corner pieces are. And I just had it going underneath and all. And at the end of it, I thought, wow, I just created something really cool. And I got that giddy feeling. Whether it's the best art in the world or not, it's irrelevant. I got this feeling that I can create anything.
And honestly, I think that's what keeps us going in life, is getting that giddy feeling, right? I mean,
Right.
to feel that. I get that when I ride my horse, so I can totally
Yeah.
relate in another level.
Yeah.
And if we have more of that in our lives, I think we're going to feel a whole lot better,
Yeah. Everybody needs a bit of giddy in their life. And you got giddy up.
I really do. Even though I think I have the slowest horse on the planet, but that's okay.
It is okay. You're on it and you're going.
Yeah, and I feel that giddiness inside, and I really think that's important. And another thing that you had mentioned too is that it helps the brain.
It does. Getting creative stirs a different part of us and wakes up a different part of us than not creating it all. Like I saw Jane Fonda and somebody talk on the internet about how getting creative, whether it's in a singing class or art class or dance, it can add up to 7.5 years to your life. Not that we want to live forever, but that just says you're happier,
Yeah.
me, and happier to be alive. You don't just go down because you've got nothing to do. So it stirs something, and it uses a part of the brain that not everybody's using.
Hmm. Yeah, I can totally see that, how that would, creating something like this and using the colors and feeling that emotion of feeling like, oh, I've accomplished something I wasn't sure if I could. And thanks to Susan's help, look at what I've done. That's got to be such a high inside. And I think as we get older and move into, maybe empty nesters or anybody out there who wants to feel better, it
Yeah.
seems like this is a great way to do it.
Well, it's like playtime. We play as children. We don't even think about, look, mom, is this any good? No. Look, mom, how good is that?
Mm-hmm.
And so we lose the sense of play. I mean, I think of recess and how like play was part of our how we lived. And then as we get older and more serious and into work and everything, we stop playing. But we can't stop playing. It's
Mm-mm.
essential.
Yeah. And I think another powerful thing that you bring in all of this too is the connection. I'm guessing you're getting to meet other people and see other people.
That's true because you can like look for art learning to paint on YouTube and stuff, but it's what I bring that's different is the community. We have a private Facebook group, so nobody sees your work except us, and it doesn't have to be excellent. It's just a place to share what you're doing and ask questions like, how do I make this more shiny, or what's going on here, that whatever, help me fix this, Susan, or other people, and people pipe in. So there's that sense of community that you're not on your own, which is also really important for people. We need to feel like we belong somewhere, and that we have community and people to hang with. So we hang out, I guess, twice a month. But also, there are many people in my membership who almost never come to the live workshops, but they watch all the workshops in the school platform, the replays, and they'll write me and say, Susan, I spent the whole day with you on Saturday doing this workshop and that workshop, and it was just, I felt like I was sitting right there with you. and the others. She says it's really fun, even just doing only the workshops. So
Sure.
that's a gold mine right there. Just the 30 something different workshops that we have.
Yeah. Yeah. This just sounds so incredibly fun to me. And what a great way to spend your time. Creating something beautiful, having some community, whether you want it or not, you can go either way there, right?
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Some people have enough community, you
Yeah.
know.
Some
You
people
don't
want
want
some
people.
quiet
Just
time.
wait. Yeah,
Yeah, I totally get that. And
yeah,
that's the beauty of this, is that it can go either way, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to give us an example of one of your painters or artists who've come to your program and how it's changed their life? Do you have any examples you could share with us?
One of the gals, Jennifer, said it's a game. She's so animated. It's a video of her giving a testimony within one of my paint parties, and she says, being in Susan's class is a game changer. I mean, it's just a game changer. I've learned to paint and mix colors, and I painted for many years, but never like this. It's so exciting. I'm in, like, and another gal saying, introduces me whenever we're out at an event or something as Susan, and I'm in her membership and I will never leave. It is so much fun. I'm in this for life. I could tell you many stories like that.
Wow.
But another gal said, being with you in your workshops is like not only a joy to watch you paint, but she said it's almost like I'm vicariously painting through you when I watch you. And then I go and paint, and some kind of vicarious magic is happening. She says
Hmm.
it's quite deep and profound. So everybody brings or gets something quite different from it, which is really fun to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's really powerful. No matter what's going on in your life, if you're able to sit down for it, take some time for yourself
Yes,
and create something like this, I think it's got to do something inside. So,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah. Susan Pepler, what a joy to talk to you today. Do you have
Great.
any more art that you haven't shown us yet that we could see?
I probably do. Uh, I want my students to be able to paint everything. Did I show you this one yet?
I love that. I love that
Little
so much.
boy's jumper. We keep them small so that they can be done within an hour. Everybody loves flowers, so that's
Wow.
might be upside down. I can't
It's
remember.
pretty.
It's this way.
The
Put an
color.
arrow on the back so I can
Oh,
show you
oh,
which
there
is.
you go. Yeah.
So yeah, we do quite a lot of flowers. That one too. And I thought this
Mm,
each like my goal, Shawna, every time I try to think of what will we paint next time, is to keep it simple enough that it's not going to overwhelm them. And
yeah.
even those tulips, I thought that's a lot of tulips. I wonder if it's too many bits. And so I try it recklessly. No, I shouldn't say recklessly. I try it and hope they're going to. And sometimes the ones I think will be the most difficult, they're like, that was so much fun. I learned so much. And look what I did. So that's been fun. Even this, I showed them how to draw it and to fill it in and color all the little bits there.
That is stunning. I love the colors.
Isn't it sweet? It's actually usually in my bathroom. My bathroom wall is that color.
Wow. The
And
color, it pops and it looks like that is like coming right off of the.
that's what I'm showing them. You put a shadow on something and make the, a dark side and a light side, add some sparkly highlights, and boom, you're off to the races. Another
Mm.
really fun, three more, and then I can. So another flower. They just
Oh,
can't get enough of those.
I don't know what it is about your work. It pops. It's the colors. It's like, woo, right. So alive.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm teaching them, I guess.
Yes. Wow. That just jumps right
And
off.
this is really a fun one, also fun for a bathroom.
Oh, I love everything about all of that.
Thank you. And then our next one is going to be a fall scene because it's fall here in Quebec,
Oh.
Canada. So it's a colorful landscape we're doing next week.
Hmm. There's something about artists and painting. My grandma was an artist,
Oh,
and I think she developed in her later years. And I know she didn't have the easiest life at home, but we always said painting must have been her escape, a
yes.
way to just escape and find the joy.
Yeah.
Peace.
I say painting is like a holiday because you get into, like, you leave the world and you go into this creative, magical process and you kind of get lost in time. And it's, it's that feeling you get when you're on vacation, like, wow,
Yes.
I'm off.
Yep. And you can do it right in your own home with Susan as your guide. It
Yeah.
couldn't be more perfect.
No, and you can even create your own mood. I showed you the ocean one. So, I mean, you could create a painting of an ocean, a big one after taking one workshop. You could do this large scale, and make it a place. You can paint the place you want to be and get the vibe from your own painting.
Oh, that is a phenomenal idea. Yeah.
I do it all the time. Like, what is the painting in the living room is part jungle, a banana tree, but all these it's huge, like 6 feet by 4 feet. And it just makes me feel like I'm in the tropics. Mind you, my
Yeah.
mom was Jamaican. So I do have that tropical vibe. I've painted a lot of, yeah, my house has to look like it's the tropics too, and my yard, even though it's winter country.
Yeah, you're in Canada.
That's right.
And you can make anything happen that with
Yes.
through art. Yeah.
Yeah, you can. That's, I guess, why I say it's making magic.
Yeah, it really is. And I feel giddy just talking to you today. So I can't imagine what it's like to be in your paint club. It must be just a really fun time. So
It really is. It really, I
yeah,
can say honestly, it is.
yeah.
Thank you, Shawna.
Yes, thank you for joining us on Radical TV. Susan Pepler, go find her. You want something fun to do? You want to lighten your mood? You want to feel better?
There's
Go
my
find
name.
Susan
Is it
Pepler.
backwards? Up here.
There we go. Nope, I think nope, we're good.
Okay, it's backwards.
Pepler.
Yes.
Perfect, Susan. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Shawna. That was fun.